you want to do is save hundreds when Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance.
Copy. Wheel chocks are now removed.
Launch bar up. This guy's telling me to spool my engines. Okay, they're on flaps to full. And when I'm ready, go to ground crew and press F6. You'll see them all tucked down. Alright, here we go. And shooter's gonna tell me to shoot. Now. And we're up. Gear up. Flaps half. Flaps up. Mill power. Alright. And now. I guess we were heading. Yeah. Turn right. Fencing. I'll leave my lights on because we're going to be going through a whole lot of friendly airspace. My radar out to 80 and 80. 80 set. That should be Dark Star. Once we get above 20,000, this number is all I care about, the Mach number. I want it to be close to 0.82 in my climb, so I'm gonna kind of nose down, or I could throttle up. I'm gonna set my bingo for 4,600 pounds. As Mom is from coast to Mom, 120 miles.
Sniper, single group. Group pulls at 13787 7000. Track northwest. Hostile, heavy, 3 contacts, fulcrum.
Okay, so we'll start. Right, yeah, we'll start heading that direction. Get in the AB for a second, get me up to my climb speed. Since I'm above everyone that I can affect and still climbing, I turn lights off. Okay, so that yellow beacon is potentially a hostile, which is probably that guy. Sniper VooDoo 11 request bogey dope. Okay.
VooDoo 11, Group Bra 119 187 7000. Hot, hostile, heavy, 3 contacts, fulcrum.
So putting my elevation down, and they're far out. We'll just check. I'm at climb speed, so I'm gonna just go back up to about 8-degree climb, maybe nose it down to a 6 degree. Yeah, right there, that's fine. We'll do this sortie as a air-to-air, and then we'll go into a different server and do some A10 stuff. I gotta practice this. Okay, we're nosing down, punch through 32 angels. We'll do about a 3 degree climb to about 36. This is Cyprus off our right. The Greeks. A bingo field is on this little peninsula right here. It's Arcatoli. This guy. But they have plenty of bingo fields, I'm sure. If I look real hard, there'll be one. Scanning, scanning, scanning. Should be one like right under me. Yeah, like right there. Okay, so
Sniper, 3 groups. Group Bullseye 14983, 6000, track northeast. Hostile, heavy, 3 contacts, flogger. Group Bullseye 136, 67, 18,000. Furball, merged with 1 friendly, fulcrum. Group Bullseye 13066, 13,000. Furball, merged with 1 friendly, fulcrum.
okay, so essentially it should be like right here, or it's under this cloud, but it's directly inland about 4 or 5 miles.
Sniper, single contact faded. Bullseye 002, 23. Hostile, fishbed. Sniper, single contact faded. Bullseye 003, 23. Hostile, fishbed.
It's been a long time since I've attempted or had to go there. That's what's going on. Alright, we're leveling out. Our loadout today is 4, that's what this is, 4 7P sparrows. So aim 7 Ps, papas, and they're in loft mode, indicated here. If I change it to, let's say, normal.
Sniper,
Normal.
3 contacts faded. Bullseye
Hilo,
134,
Hilo.
67. Track northeast. Hostile, fulcrum.
Sniper, VooDoo 11, request bogey dope.
VooDoo 11, Group Brat 119, 144, 11,000. Furball, merged with 1 friendly, fulcrum.
Okay, we're gonna put it in burner. Slight burner. You can see I'm just notching it. I feel in my rumble pad we're in burner. We can be in more of a burner, truthfully, but just gonna get our speed up. You'll see us climbing. And for some reason, yeah, it's one of these two guys that are kind of, yeah, it's the mirages that are in a kind of a bit of a mess. We're at 0.87, 0.88. I will try and like just get there essentially. I got plenty of fuel. Rather save a guy's life than save fuel.
Sniper, 2 groups. Group Bullseye 140, 77, 8,000. Flogger. Group Bullseye 13466 10,000. Track north. Hostile. 2 contacts. Fulcrum. Fast.
Sniper VooDoo 1-1. Request bogey dope.
VooDoo 1-1. Group Bra 116 124 10,000. Flank north. Hostile. 2 contacts. Fulcrum. Fast.
Okay, so I can kind of cut them off by doing a 105 heading, potentially. I'm not going to get a, because we're diagonal from them, my radar's not really going to pick them up yet. It might. I'm looking from negative 8,000 feet to 60,000, so essentially ground is 60,000. If I look further, or closer, the wedge changes. We're looking all the way out to 160 miles. This kind of shows you how far out mile-wise I'm looking in my bra. So right now we're flying a bra of 103. So if I put it right there, we're kind of looking straight off my nose. Sniper VooDoo 1-1, request bogey dope.
VooDoo 1-1, negative radar contact. No contact with that call sign on scope.
Sometimes sniper is special. VooDoo 1-1. Sniper VooDoo 1-1, request bogey dope.
VooDoo 1-1, Group Bra 114 110. 14,000, drag south, hostile, 2 contacts, fulcrum.
I'm gonna set it up to where I'm dropping my tanks when I want to. And we're in full AB, I'm sure you can tell. 42,000, full bags, all of the drag, and we're gonna be punching close to a 1.0 Mach, which is speed of sound. These Mirages can fully handle themselves, but they're not in the bestest of conditions to fight. They're slow.
Sniper, single group. Group Bullseye 12969. 14,000, track northeast. Hostile, heavy, 5 contacts, flogger, fulcrum.
Sniper VooDoo 1-1, request bogey dope.
They do 1-1, negative radar contact. Confirm your call sign.
Sniper VooDoo 1-1, request bogey dope.
VooDoo 1-1, Group Bra 115 103. 13,000, beam northeast, hostile, heavy, 3 contacts, flogger.
I think that. Sniper VooDoo 1-1, request bogey dope.
VooDoo 1-1, Group Bra 112 96 17,000, beam northeast, hostile, heavy, 3 contacts, flogger.
So we're picking up friendlies, that's why they turned green. My IFF told me they're friendlies. Trying to get my scope to not fuck with them. But this thing likes the Sniper VooDoo 1-1 requests bogey dope. That's them. That's him.
VooDoo 1-1, say again.
Sniper VooDoo 1-1 request bogey dope.
VooDoo 1-1, Group Bra 10987, 24,000, being northeast, hostile, heavy, 3 contacts, flogger.
So they're flying like northeast. We're officially mock. I'll show you now when I look at F2. If we look in front of the plane, we're quiet, right? And then if I move around, still quiet. And we just broke past the sound barrier, essentially. So the sound barrier breaks right past the rear of this wing. Sniper VooDoo 1-1 request bogey dope.
Sniper, 2 groups. Group Bullseye 111, 70, 25,000. Track northeast. Hostile, heavy, 3 contacts, flogger. Group Bullseye 135, 91. 14,000. Track southeast. Hostile, 2 contacts, fulcrum. Last caller, I only got the first part of that. Say again.
Sniper VooDoo 1-1 requests bogey dope.
VooDoo 1-1, Group Bra 10074, 25,000, being northeast, hostile, heavy, 3 contacts, flogger.
Okay, we're flying over a no-fly zone, truthfully. So I'm sure people are gonna get factored onto us. Gotta put this info in my HUD. Now I know what's gonna spike me, essentially. Forgot to do that. Sniper VooDoo 1-1 request bogey dope.
VooDoo 1-1, Group Bra 094, 67, 25,000, being northeast, hostile, heavy, 3 contacts, flogger.
So I'm gonna point my nose. They're going northeast. Point my nose slightly northern, eastern of them. So they should be like 67. About right there. About right there. Sniper VooDoo 1-1 request bogey dope.
Last caller, I didn't catch that. Say again.
Sniper VooDoo 1-1 request bogey dope.
VooDoo 1-1, Group Bra 083, 57, 25,000, drag northeast, hostile, heavy, 3 contacts, flogger. Sniper, 2 groups. Group Bullseye 091, 77, 25,000, track northeast, hostile, heavy, 3 contacts, flogger. Group Bullseye 136, 108, 4,000, track southeast, hostile, 2 contacts, fulcrum.
Sniper VooDoo 1-1 request bogey dope.
Last caller, I didn't catch that. Say again.
Sniper VooDoo 1-1 request bogey dope.
VooDoo 1-1, I didn't understand. Say again. VooDoo 1-1, Threat Group Bra 142, 25, 7000, flank west, hostile, 2 contacts, bitter.
Sniper VooDoo 1-1 request bogey dope.
VooDoo 1-1, Threat Group Bra 154, 22, 7000, flank west, hostile, 2 contacts, bitter.
Sniper VooDoo 1-1 request bogey dope.
VDU 1-1, negative radar contact. I might have misheard your call sign.
Sniper VooDoo 1-1 request bogey dope.
VooDoo 1-1, Threat Group Bra 167, 16, 7000, flank west, hostile, 2 contacts, bitter.
Sniper VooDoo 1-1 request bogey dope.
VooDoo 1-1, Threat Group Bra 191, 10, 7000, beam west, hostile, 2 contacts, bitter. Sniper, 5 groups. Group Bullseye 077, 88, 25,000, track north, hostile heavy, 3 contacts, flogger. Group Bullseye 127, 45, 7000, track west, hostile, 2 contacts, bitter. Group Bullseye 064, 133, 6000, track northwest, hostile, 2 contacts, flogger.
Sniper VooDoo 1-1 request bogey dope.
VooDoo 1-1, Threat Group Bra 279, 5, 7000, drag west, hostile, 2 contacts, bitter. VooDoo 1-1, Threat Group Bra 319, 7000, drag west, hostile, 2 contacts, bitter.
Sniper VooDoo 1-1 request bogey dope.
Last caller, I only got the first part of that. Say again.
Sniper VooDoo 1-1 request bogey dope.
VooDoo 1-1, Threat Group Bra 317, 16, 7000, drag northwest, hostile, 2 contacts, bitter.
Sniper VooDoo 1-1 request bogey dope.
VooDoo 1-1, Threat Group Bra 312, 14, 7000, drag northwest, hostile, 2 contacts, bitter. heavy, 3 contacts, fish bed. Group bullseye 14224, 7000, track northwest, hostile, 2 contacts, bitter. Group bullseye 06875, 25000, track northeast, hostile, heavy, 3 contacts, flogger, fast.
Okay, so I got 2 visuals. Closing 190 knots closure, so it's gonna take
VooDoo 11, threat group bra 309, 8, 7000, drag northwest, hostile, 2 contacts, bitter.
This guy has no idea I'm behind him.
VooDoo 11, merged. Sniper, 4 groups. Group bullseye 05333, 8000, track northeast, hostile, heavy, 3 contacts, fish bed. Group at bullseye 13,000, furball, merged with 1 friendly, bitter. Group bullseye 044, 116, 17,000, track northwest,
I don't
hostile, 2
know
contacts,
why they like to take
flogger.
that.
Sniper, single contact faded at bullseye, track north, hostile, bitter. VooDoo 11, merged.
So essentially, that's 2 down.
Sniper, single contact faded at bullseye, track east, hostile, bitter.
Sniper VooDoo 11 request bogey dope.
VooDoo 11, group bra 062, 47, 8000, drag northeast, hostile, heavy, 3 contacts, fish bed, fast.
Okay. So I'm completely turning off, heading towards the ship. I lights are on. We're essentially bingo fuel. We'll come back to ship with like 2,000 pounds since we broke off early. Cat flight's coming down to relieve me. That's why I'm heavy. All my missiles are on the right side.
Sniper, single contact faded. Bullseye 03995. Track south, hostile flogger. Sniper, 3 groups. Group Bullseye 045 60 15,000. Track northeast, hostile, heavy, 3 contacts, fish bed. Group Bullseye 064 78 25,000. Track west, hostile, heavy, 3 contacts, flogger. Group Bullseye 032 111.
We're in friendly airspace. We have F-15s essentially right in that direction, flying that way. I do want to burn gas, get down to like 2,000 pounds, so we're gonna get there pretty quick with AB and what's it called? Altitude. We're in Mach 1 and we're climbing. Punch through 40k. We call it Angels 40. I'm gonna put speed brake out just so you can see it. The Eagle globe and anchor. Pretty cool. This is what they call a high vis, so this would be at like air shows or like the squadron commanders. Hold on, that's a F-15 spiking. His radar is pretty powerful, so we're clean. No brake, don't chaff flare, don't, and it'll be off. Or like a squadron commander would have this, even deployed, but it exists, depending on like, especially how long of a rotation they're gonna do. Mach 1.09, plenty of fuel. Plenty of gas today. And then we'll jump in the hog on a different server. But you guys are gonna see me have to catch the trap, which I don't do that often. I started as a F-16 simmer. So I like that nice soft flaring. That first 9 did not track, and I swear I had tone. I'll watch the video. we got gas, I mean, I can just go down a little bit. We'll fly at like Angels 38. Or 36. Yeah, we're 51 miles, we'll be fine. I like to make my approach around Bingo 14. That gives me a minimum of 3 attempts. Start correcting heading. So, right now, if I did a flame out landing, right, I technically have my glide path set with weight to where if my engine's cut, I'm at 39,000 MSL. And we have a 10,000 distance gap between every 1,000 feet of decel. So essentially, for every 1 mile, you get 1,000 feet of altitude in a flame out situation. And I can prove that by cutting throttle. So my throttle is cut. So if I went neutral, see that RPM drop? And then I'll raise if I introduce fuel. I'll slow down a little bit, and then just to prove this, right? So no throttle. And we're gonna call up our ship.
Marshall 269. Marking Mops 093 or 10. Angels 28.5. State 2.2.
So they want me to do a standard, but see how that ship's right there? And I'm gaining. Basically, I'm CU at 10 right now. I'll just report it.
269. CU at 10. 269. Overhead Angels 20.5. State 2.2.
So state is my fuel state, and it's essentially going to tell the marshal what marshalling order they'll put me in. Lights are on. Okay. So we're gonna cut across the left. We're in a case 1 recovery. I'm gonna do it to my best of abilities. Which means we're gonna cut across her tail as we're decelling and decreasing altitude. And by the time we do this loop around to our front, I should be at about 18,000 feet. I mean 1,800 feet above ground. Which is indicated by this box. Okay, so we're going to start a left turn. Speed brakes out. I'm going to drop my hook. It just helps with drag. Maintaining that decel.
Altitude. Altitude.
And if you think about it, as I come across her nose, I'll join the pattern, right side pattern, downwind, and then leg it in. See that altitude? Alright, 1,800 feet, we're gonna level off and fly across her nose. Or the bow. So now everyone's seeing me, I'm going to drop a degree of flaps. Half flapped. Oh, you want to climb. See now we're basically trimming for that degree of half flap while remaining on speed. Now you'll notice, well, I'll teach you, the number above the box, right? It's telling me I'm going a little too slow. The number above the box is how many feet per second I'm decelling. And once we drop gear, okay, dropping gear, when we get on the back end of this left turn, my proper decel is going to be, here, stand by, let me set this up. 500 feet per second is what I want to hit the deck on. Right now we're about 600. So, kind of leveling it off as we come. So that's mom. Okay.
Fuel low. Fuel low.
We're good with fuel. Okay, so we're basically set up. We're on a slope for level, and it's all basically trimmed for throttle, except my right roll, which I'm fixing right now. And as I speed up, you'll see my flight path vector, which is this guy, raise. As I pull throttle, you'll see it start dropping. That's what we want. I might put one more degree of flap in. And when we get on this back turn, we want 500 stable drop, aiming for the deck with this. And that is our glide slope. So we're set. We're just getting some altitude. I mean, not altitude, feet. We want to come in right on that wake at about 800 feet. So here we are for our final. Maintain a level. A level in as we turn. Once we get on this final turn, so once we're horizontal with that back deck, I'm gonna drop the 800 feet essentially, and the deck's about 500 feet. If all that makes sense. Okay. Put HUD. We're gonna put here's our final left turn. So pulling some throttle, we're gonna get that 500 foot drop. Okay, add some throttle, start slowing that drop down. Yep. And you'll see a box appear, but this is looking good. Level off. So we're set up, we're a little high, which we can fix. Final checks, hooks down, gears down, flaps full. Okay, floats is on our left. We're gonna start slowing that descent down. And we gotta stay aimed at the tower for a second. Get on ball. Slowing that descent way down. Yep. Okay. We're high. We're aiming, we're aiming, we're aiming. We're gonna catch it right about now. Yeah. And we're adding power, slow that descent, adding power, adding power, adding power. And there we are. Just one. Terrible, I caught first wire, but we'll call that. Punch bar up, hook up. Now we gotta get the fuck off the deck. We're raising our wings. Wings forward. Right where we started as well.
Fuel low. Fuel low.
So I just brought home two SU-17 kills, which are fighter bombers. Off the deck, we don't need lights. We do need this view. Just kind of do your best to aim it, and that tug will push me back. In real life, this game you just gotta kind of raw dog it. Essentially, they would push me all the way back to where, what's it called? My tail's hanging over.
Request repair.
Oh, no.
Unable to comply.
That's not what I wanted. I just want to wheel.
Chief, place the wheel chocks. Copy. Wheel chocks are now in place.
So there's 4 elevator pads. This is one elevator pad. You gotta be inside this diameter box. That's the other. There's another one across. I think they're standing on it. Let me see. No, it's right by, in between that helicopter and the people, and then right across. Well, Washington has 4. Most moderns have 4. Alright, let's shut down leaving server. Before we get into